and that I should feel that way about myself first before someone else can feel that way about me. In the same way that constant criticism and insults may have shaped a negative self-image, consistent positive affirmations can create or change your feelings about yourself into a more positive, affirming, and loving one. Welcome to the Empowered and in Control podcast, the podcast that helps people who have been impacted by domestic abuse to heal and regain a sense of power and control after an abusive relationship. I'm your host, Oriana, your favorite domestic violence expert, speaker, and owner of To Rise Advocacy and Consulting. All right, loves. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite empowerment tools, positive affirmations. Now, it hasn't always been one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, in the beginning, I found it a little hard. It was a little difficult to get started with that. I have a hack that I'm going to share with you later if you struggle with getting into positive affirmations. So hold tight, we'll get to it. First, let's do a little light housekeeping though, because this is very important. These topics and discussions can be a little tough, so let's make sure that you are taking care of your mental and emotional health by seeking the help of a professional in the mental health field. Okay? Hey, the Empowered and in Control wheel and its guide is a hopeful tool that I developed for people who are impacted by domestic abuse. It's a healing-centered tool that creates a pattern of positive behaviors that people can use to regain power and control after an abusive relationship. Click the link in the description to get your copy for yourself or for someone that you know who is struggling to move forward after the trauma of an abusive relationship. You can be empowered and in control again. Bye. Thank you so much for watching the Empowered and in Control podcast. Hey, have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When people recommended it to me, I had no idea where to start. I didn't know anything about podcasting. And then I saw the ads for the My Seven Figure podcast. Now, seven figures did pique my interest, but I had no idea how people were making money podcasting. What really got me was the idea of being able to help so many more people through a podcast. So I signed up for the course and the community. It is so thorough, let me tell you. From branding to making sure that it's legally protected to monetizing, they left no guesswork and no excuses. So click the link in the description to sign up for my 7-figure podcast course and invest in your future. There are podcasts about everything, but there are certain things that people only want to hear from you. So get started today. People need to hear your voice. So let's jump into it. Now, I want to set the stage for how important positive affirmations are by doing a little exercise first, okay? So do me a favor and think back to a previous relationship and think about whether or not your partner made you feel bad about yourself by calling you names, constantly criticizing everything you do, making jokes at your expense. Did they make fun of your hobbies and interests? Okay. If you answered yes to any of those, then let's go back a little bit further. Are there other previous relationships in which you experienced those things also? If the answer to that is yes, then we're going to go back even further. So what about growing up? Did you have family members, friends, people at school that exhibited the same type of behavior, making fun of you, calling you out of your name, those type of things? Okay. If you said yes, then let's change the narrative, okay? In the same way that constant criticisms and insults may have shaped a negative self-image, consistent positive affirmations can create or change your feelings about yourself into more affirming and loving ones. Now, you're probably saying, Oriana, that seems a little weird. It's okay. I know. I got you. When you begin to say affirming statements to yourself, it may feel a little awkward, and it's perfectly normal to not believe the things that you're saying to yourself in the beginning. But you probably didn't believe a lot of the negative things that others said about you in the past but the more it was said, the more you believed it. Same concept here. Consistency is key. Okay, now I'm going to read off some affirming statements with context. You may want to repeat the ones that you don't believe yet, but want to. And you may want to write these down. Loving myself is as important as loving others. Now, there's a line that I absolutely love from the poem You Are Who You've Been Looking For by Adam Roa, where he says, love yourself like someone you loved. Think about that for a second. Think about how deeply you love and show compassion and empathy and care and concern for someone that you have truly loved. And think about how important it is that you show that to yourself as well. Okay, let's go with the next one. My life is valuable. This one is so important. I've worked with so many survivors who have felt like their partner's life was more important than theirs, or even worse, that their life had no value at all. And again, for those who may experience those feelings, it's so important to take care of your mental health and to talk to a professional who can help you work through those feelings. But you need to really believe for yourself that your life is valuable. Let's go with the next one. I love who I am. I love who I will be. Self-compassion is often required in order to love who you are. But self-improvement and goal attainment can help you to love who you will be. I'm not at fault for other people's decisions. No matter what your partner may have told you, no matter what they have said and tried to make you believe about their decisions and their choices, you're not at fault for that. Okay, last one. I will be transformed through this experience. I love that one. It really doesn't need much context or anything else. Just knowing that no matter what it is that we're going through, we will be transformed through the experience. And for me, coming out on the other side of things just reaffirms for me that I'm stronger than I thought I was. Now I'm going to share the hack that I mentioned earlier. For me, actions speak louder than words. So I had to put in action with each part of the affirmation in order for me to believe it quicker, right? So the affirmation is, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am confident. By creating an action to go along with it and having pictures to refer back to, I can remind myself of these affirmations during the tough times. Now you can try this with other affirmations that you find as well as these, but let's just take the first one for example. Loving myself is as important as loving others. Maybe that looks like having more self-compassion as you do for other people, the compassion that you show others. Maybe it's giving yourself grace and actually acknowledging your wins. You have wins. Sometimes it just takes a little bit to think about what they are and acknowledge them. Another affirmation hack is to create a playlist. Choose songs that make you feel empowered, make you feel good about yourself, or even that make you feel good about what you have to offer in a relationship. Me personally, I really like the song So Into You by Jack Ross. I also really like the song Are You Even Real by Teddy Swims. So what I'll do is I will sing those songs loudly and off key to myself. Don't judge me. And the reason I do that is because it makes me feel better about what I have to offer, and that I should feel that way about myself first before someone else can feel that way about me, right? So you can do that with any songs that you feel good about, any songs that make you feel special, that you would want somebody to sing to you, right? Sing it to yourself. Try to get that in your nervous system of affirming yourself, loving yourself the way that these people are talking about in these songs. And these are just some ideas of things that you can do for positive affirmations. You can find positive affirmations online. You can look them up. There are tons of them. There are lists of them that you can use to find statements that really speak to you and what it is that you are wanting to feel about yourself, even if you don't feel it right now. Positive affirmations can be so helpful after an abusive relationship ends. The emotional, psychological, verbal abuse that you experience can tear you all the way down. And if you've experienced those things before in previous relationships or even growing up in your childhood home, it makes it a whole lot harder to believe positive affirmations. So I'm just asking that you give it a shot. Choose some that you really want to believe about yourself, but you don't right now, and just repeat those things to yourself once a day and see if over time it settles into your psyche and into your central nervous system. It took time for you to believe the things that you may possibly believe about yourself now that other people said to you. It's going to take time for the positive affirmations to actually settle into your nervous system. Thanks so much for watching the Empowered and In Control podcast. Again, I'm your host, Oriana, your favorite domestic violence expert, speaker, and owner of To Rise Advocacy and Consulting. And we will see you next week. See ya.